Welcome to Making Money Matter, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kerry Stevenson, and today the gold price has hit 5,000 Australian dollars. It is going crazy out there. But you know what, guys? It's just the start of a gold bull market. So, what better time to ask Ian Holland? He's the managing director of Adelong Gold. They have got some gold projects in New South Wales, southern New South Wales, and we are pretty excited. There's a lot to talk about. Their market cap's only about 4 mil, so they've been flying under the radar. First time on Making Money Matter. Ian, great to see you. Let's crack on. This is a good story I want to share with my viewers.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Kerry. Thanks for the opportunity to talk to yourself and talk to your viewers. Just a quick summary. Two core project areas for Adelong Gold. So we have an advanced project in southern New South Wales, the Adelong Gold project. There's a resource. There's an existing processing plant which was operated as late as 2017. And that's one we've just entered into a partnership with a company called Great Divide Mining, GDM, ASX listed, and we're looking to accelerate towards production. Now that's a very exciting place to be, given gold price, as you say, north of $5,000 an ounce Aussie. So very exciting place to be, and really want to emphasise that to your viewers. And we've also just recently acquired a project in Victoria, 120 kilometres northeast of Melbourne. A number of high-grade gold intercepts drilled by the vendor, a Toronto-listed company, and also, very interestingly, some antimony mineralisation as well. So not dissimilar to a Costerfield or a Sunday Creek from Southern Cross Gold. So really interesting. And I think that combination of things, really makes for a pretty compelling investment case, I think. And as you say, I think we're completely flying under the radar. So great opportunity to, tell the story and push it forward.
And also, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, register for Gold Coast Gold, because Ian is actually presenting, as is Great Divide Mining. So these two companies are both going to be at Gold Coast Gold. So if you really want to understand more fully, we can't cover everything in this conversation, but come to Gold Coast Gold and get it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So Ian, what I want to understand is, why did you do the deal with Great Divide Mining for that particular project?
Yeah, really looking to accelerate towards production, Kerry, from our end. We had previously released a scoping study in late 2022 on the project. As envisaged under the scoping study, it was going to produce 15 to 20,000 ounces per annum for 5 years at all-in sustaining costs below $2,000 an ounce Aussie. So you can appreciate just what a margin that is on today's price. But it did come with a capital cost, $12 million plus working capital.
Right.
We're a small company. We were looking for ways to bring it forward without diluting our shareholders too much. And we found a good partner who we think can really, lend some weight to this exercise as well. So they've got a good, operational DNA within their company. They've got some good access to capital. And the way that we've structured it is effectively from execution of the deal, which was only a couple of weeks ago, final inking of the documents. They've got 12 months to produce first gold to move to 51% of the project.
Okay.
If they don't do that, the project reverts to us 100%. So there's good downside protection. But if they are successful, and obviously they're then producing gold and selling that into the market at current prices, then we're a 49% significant shareholder of that project going forward. So, we think that caps the downside, but still gives our shareholders access to the upside, and importantly moves it forward in a time where prices are really attractive. So we like that. They're on the ground now. They've spent a lot of money already on refurbishing the plant and preparing, the ground literally for resumption of processing and then ultimately mining. We lots to see, and I think also really importantly there'll be lots of news flow out of this as well. We've got a pretty active social media profile which we'll post lots of updates on, and keep everybody informed. But I think it's a really nice story.
So Great Divide, if I get this right, they're really going to be the operations. You had the project, they're the operation. They get the gold going. They become 51, but your shareholders are protected because it's 49. And in the meantime, you've gone and acquired this Apollo Gold project in Victoria, which you say has got gold and antimony, which is on everybody's lips at the moment. Quickly tell us about that project, because it sounds to me like this first project, the Adelon Gold project, that's almost sorted. So it's like, right, what's in the pipeline next? And the next is this Apollo Gold project. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, correct. So again, this is just a recent deal within the last month or so. From a Toronto listed company was the vendor. It's a exploration tenement to the northeast of Melbourne. Basically at the northern end of what's called the Walhalla Belt. There was a drill program in 2021, 2022 by this company, drilled a number of very good holes. I'd point your viewers to our ASX release, but there's at least half a dozen holes that are 100 gram meters, so 100 grams per ton times meter, and really as a measure of economic potential, 100 gram meter intercept is outstanding. There's a half a dozen of these within this core project, and we think the potential to grow a lot further. It's open along strike and down dip, and we think absolutely ready to grow further. There are existing drill permits already as well, so we can hit the ground running in that sense. And the other piece we really like about it, elsewhere on the tenement, there is what's called epizonal antimony gold mineralization as well. And by epizonal, it just means it's been deposited in a fairly shallow environment, and that's very similar to, for those of you viewers who'd be aware of it, the Costerfield antimony gold mine in central Victoria, and indeed Sunday Creek, Southern Cross Gold's project as well.
Ian, you've worked at Fosterville down in Victoria, so you kind of know this whole area, don't you?
Yeah, it really is it's a good competitive advantage for us, we think, Kerry. I've had more than a dozen years associated with Fosterville. I was the site general manager for 7 years plus. I know the geology, I know the style of mineralization, the regulators, community expectations. So, all of the things that you need to explore, develop, and ultimately mine in Victoria, we have within our company. So we're really excited about this opportunity, and looking to, again, I think we're completely flying under the radar with it.
Not anymore. Not anymore. You're on Making Money Matter. Plus, as I said before, they're both Great Divide Mining. Justin and also Ian will be at Gold Coast Gold, which is the 15th and the 16th of April, ladies and gentlemen. So seriously, you've got to get yourself there. I love this project, Ian. Not financial advice, ladies and gentlemen. Do your own homework. Talk to Ian. Talk to Justin. But I think they've got their hands on two fabulous projects, very cleverly structured. For the Adelon Gold project with Great Divide Mining, both of whom will be at Gold Coast Gold. So they can come and they can talk to you directly. But for now, it's been great to have you on Making Money Matter, and I look forward to updates because there's plenty of news to come.
For sure. Thank you very much again, Kerry.